3, 2.
Welcome to the Daily Trader.
No, keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. That's good. Welcome back to the Daily Traders podcast. This is episode number 16. Yes. Yep. Episode number 16. I'm your host, Mark. This is my co-host, Jack, who attempted to intro the podcast.
This is why I'm the co-host, guys.
I gave you one opportunity. You had one job and you couldn't do it.
I got nervous. No, actually, I'm just into that intro. Just a good intro. I'm just vibing. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, shit, I got to intro this. And then that was just off the top and it didn't go well. So
it's all right. You have next week.
Yeah. Okay. Better luck next year.
Next year? All right, a quick disclaimer. We are not financial advisors. We cannot give any financial advice. So nothing said in this podcast should be taken as financial advice. This is for educational purposes only. The full disclaimers is in the link below. Or is in the description below. All right, Jack, I'm going to slap you in the face. All right, on with the episode. Anyways. All right, we've got some fun stuff to talk about today. Again, our goal here is to entertain but educate. I like that.
Yeah, me too.
Entertain but educate.
The 2 E's.
Oh, brother.
I want to get Cody on. I want to do the three of us. I want it to be you, me, and Cody sometime.
Okay.
And we'll get there when we get into the new office. I'll preface like this whole new office situation. We've been talking about it. We've been saying we had this space that we're going to move into. The space fell through, but I think it was for the greater good because the new space we ended up finding
happens for a reason.
The new space we found is way better. I honestly think it's 10 times better. The feel I got when I walked into this space was just like, wow.
Yeah.
Incredible views, top, last floor in one of the tallest buildings in the city.
Yeah.
With just skyline views, corner office, views of the ocean. It's incredible. But we kind of got back to square one with, now we got to get the contractors back in and get quotes for everything. But we're moving faster now.
Yeah.
Because we're using the same contractors.
Yep.
And Cody's dealing with all of that. So very excited. We're not there yet. We may have a little period, whether it's episode probably 19 or 20 around there, where we're not in this current office and we're also not in that office. We may be
on the street.
Yeah. I don't know yet. We were talking about going on a trip to Montauk, so maybe we'll film there. I don't know.
That would be dope.
Little PJ trip.
Yeah, podcast on the PJ.
I didn't realize how close Montauk was to Portland, which is where we're located.
Yeah, it's a little hop, skip, and a jump.
It's like an 8-hour drive?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're talking about this. It's an 8? Yeah, more than that, because you got to take the ferry over. I mean, the drive just to New York alone is a 5-6 hour drive, then the ferry, then the drive on Long Island. So, yeah, probably around 9 hours of driving.
Yeah.
But then taking a PJ.
It's crazy. Talk about time is money.
Oh, my gosh.
23 minutes. Around 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
23 minutes was the private jet I was looking at chartering.
Not bad at all, man.
Yeah, and we just the airport's 15 minutes away.
Yeah, I know.
You just pull up on the runway, get in, and you're there. Like, you were in Montauk in under an hour.
I know, which is insane.
And we'll get some crazy Airbnb on the water. I was looking at a couple. And so I think it would be fun to film an episode there.
Oh, it'd be great. Just cool, kind of day in the life. And, it's going to be a nice little vacation as well. We've been grinding. We've been getting ahead on content because we're moving into the new office. And we're going to need a little kind of backlog to back us up.
Yeah.
So it's going to be nice to kind of relax, be in New York, different scenery. Who knows? Maybe we have a lot of connections in the actual city. Maybe we'll zip over there for a day, meet some of our friends. Speaking of, we just had probably one of the best meetings we've ever had with this guy who works on Wall Street. He's worked on Wall Street for 40 plus years. He pretty much has unlimited money to trade with, which is a really funny concept. Working on this new group for you guys. And it was just,
okay, I'm sorry. I'm just hearing screaming.
It is so loud outside.
And yelling. Okay, sorry. Okay, so we're working on this new coaching program. We've yet to name it. And I'm very excited. Without going into too much detail,
Yeah.
We had our first like recording session with one of these coaches, and it went very well. He was very excited about it. We were very excited about it. So
it's cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. Speaking of trading, how about we add a little bit of juice to this episode and we just enter a trade on a wing and just make a gamble?
Are we going to do this again? Okay.
Yeah, I think gambles are like, they're just like exciting. They're just, I don't know.
Okay.
It'll up viewer retention.
Okay. So
Make
if
it
you want to see
interesting.
what happens, I'm going to flip a coin and we're going to buy either calls or puts on SPY. And then I'll put $1,000 on it. And at the end of the episode, we'll see if I've lost money or made money.
I love that. That's so funny.
Why is it so loud out?
It's one of those stupid.
Oh, it's those things they bike. They all the people are sitting on this big cart and they're biking and drinking and it like propels it down the road.
It sounds like some you'd see in like a claymation movie.
It's insane.
So awful. It's so loud.
It's insane. All right, so okay, heads I buy calls.
Yeah,
Tails I buy puts. Let's flip a coin.
that would make sense. Yeah.
So loud. All right. It is tails. So
Puts, it is.
tails. So puts. Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna
Vex.
like round up. These contracts are $6.30 a contract. Let's see if I can get filled. I bought two. So I just got filled at $6.27. So $627 times two contracts. So a little more than
Yeah, I was right.
$1,000.
It's about 20.
All right. Sorry, you were just trying to say something. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So if I had to dissect this trade, more than just a coin flip, which is honestly not the best.
Yeah. Okay.
trading
So
strategy.
don't
Yeah,
coin flip to decide if you're going to buy calls or puts or anything, because that is gambling. We are here to not gamble.
Yeah,
So please explain to the viewers how to not gamble.
I agree. So yeah, I mean, if we were to analyze this trade, CPI came out about 2 weeks ago, came out with high inflation, SPY jumped roughly about 150 points, continued dumping, a little pullback, and now we're back to this 381 key support level. Next support isn't for a long ways down. So if we break this level with volume, it's a good indication of a big bearish move. Some other factors are we're seeing a VIX around 27. Generally, a VIX above 20 is considered to be a market that is fearful, bearish. So in terms of indicators that correlate, we see the VIX above that threshold, which is, kind of not something you should be basing your entire trade off, but a good little kind of addition to it to give you maybe a little bit more insight. We're seeing the sticks that have been hovering in the negative range. The ticks you've actually done a video on it dissecting how the ticks work. So if you want to check that out, go check it on the YouTube.
Yeah, it's a tool. It's like my favorite trading tool is a video, and it's like the $sign and then TICK.
Yeah.
And it gauges like the market's, it's like the market's fuel tank.
It's buyers versus sellers, right? How many?
Buying power, selling pressure.
Okay, interesting. Where'd you pick that up?
I learned that from this trader I knew, actually, that tool he used, and then I figured out how to do it. I mean, he kind of showed me. But
Yeah.
it's a helpful tool to be able to gauge the market real quick. And wow, there's like a whole band outside or something.
I can't even see out the window.
We just picked the worst time today. Apologies to the viewers. Hopefully, my mastering will remove the background noise. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's just kind of annoying.
It's just annoying.
Yeah.
You typically want to like buy into power and sell into selling pressure. Buy into buying power, sell into selling pressure. So
Okay.
it gives you like a quick glance at where the market is as far as those criteria based on like a couple different numbers. Go watch the video.
Yeah. Anyways, speaking of VIX, right? I was on Twitter this morning and I follow part of my pre-market routine is going through Twitter. I follow a lot of good guys who kind of give their opinion on the market, levels they're looking at, certain plays. And it's just, obviously I have my own trading strategy, but it's good to know what other people are thinking. Kind of gives me a good overall sense of what the market's going on. I see this tweet from this guy. I got to give credit to Gavin on Twitter. And he tweets, Morgan Stanley and Barclays sued for manipulating the VIX, which caused hundreds of millions in losses for VIX option holders. Now, what happened was, and I screenshotted this, right? Because I was like, oh, this is really interesting. I'm going to talk about it in the podcast. And I did a little bit of digging, and it's really hard to find. If you look up any of the big banks manipulating the markets, there's nothing out there. And his tweet,
because they have people.
oh yeah,
Like,
I mean,
going through
and they have
and
like
having all these articles removed,
and they have like
trying to make them-
unlimited money. So I go to this guy's account. The tweet has been taken down. This tweet
Really?
that I just read, I screenshot, had been taken down. He put up a new one that was like way less descriptive, and he said, here's the link where I got all of my information from. And what they did was they pretty much did order spoofing, which is considered to be market manipulation, which plays into that whole the flash crash in 2008 with that Nav guy.
I was gonna say,
which I actually did a lot of digging on that story, so
That's
we can
a cool
talk about that
story.
after. Which is a really cool story if you haven't heard it. So maybe we'll talk about it this episode, if not definitely in a future one. But so yeah, pretty much what these big banks did, they placed huge volume, like we're talking tens of millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars on out of the money SPX calls. And the VIX follows order flow, right? It follows a bunch of factors. However, one of the things that it factors is options. And so, this information comes in, and they place these orders with no intention of them getting filled. So they were placed and then canceled, which pretty much greatly affected the VIX, and all these VIX option holders were screwed out of their positions in terms of losing tens of millions of dollars. So
That's crazy.
Yeah, market manipulation.
Yeah, that is. I don't know if we could break down for someone who's new to trading. Like, I understand the concept of buying when they're buying, a long position and they're loading up really heavy. It's creating that influx in the spread, and then obviously the VIX is using one of the things that the VIX is based off of, which is where the buyers are, where the sellers are, the overall market. How do you explain that to someone?
Well, I would say
why it actually it affected the VIX.
Okay, because in the scenario, right, you have all these out of the money calls being placed, and generally these big banks, they're not swing trading with options. That is more of a
So out of the money calls, just so people know, go quick.
Okay, out of the money calls is when if you're familiar with options, options have a strike price. So when it's out of the money and it calls, that means the price of the actual stock right now, the actual equity right now, is less than the strike price. So options have expiration dates, right? So when that option's expired, if that number that the price is at now, the strike price of the out of the money call, the equity expires below that number, the contract is going to be worth $0. So if someone goes and buys 100 million out of the money calls,
they're very risky contracts. Essentially, is what you're trying to say.
They're risky, right? So it's showing risk, and also, so these guys are using these as hedges, right? So one thing that kind of correlates to when there's a big influx of SPY calls is let's say you have a huge short position on the SPY, right? We're talking big banks, hundreds of millions of dollars short position. If that position starts to move against you, you can get right, starts going up. So they hedge with these huge amounts of option contracts. Yeah. So when the market sees these huge amounts of orders coming in but when the market sees these orders coming in, it's actually illegal to spoof. And so what Nav did, well, I guess we'll just segue this right into the Nav story because it kind of all plays into the same thing, which is ironic. But I actually wrote notes here. So his full name was Navinder Sarao, and he lived in Haslow, England. And then this is back, so May 6th, 2010.
And this is just a guy trading from his bedroom.
This is a normal retail trade. I think he lived at his parents' house.
Yeah, he did.
So just this normal guy, he gets into trading. He was actually into video games. He joined a prop firm, right? And he just starts excelling. He has this understanding for the market, and all of the guys in his office are just like trying to figure out what he's doing different and how he just has this insane edge. So fast forward, he ends up leaving the prop firm, right? Because he's made so much money on his own. It doesn't make sense to be throwing that capital away when he can just do his own thing. High frequency trading comes out. HFT used by huge banks like Citadel, and it's kind of to taking away his edge because he was a futures trader, I believe, and so he wasn't able to become as profitable. So he kind of fires back with his own machine, right? This market trading, this program. And what it did was spoof orders. So it spoofed these large amount of orders, and price would naturally. This is one thing. I guess we could bring this up because it's interesting. We on this call last night we talked about what is the point of a marketplace, right? Any marketplace, the stock market especially, and is defined where trade is, right? Where that trade price is. So what he was doing, he was spoofing these large amounts of orders of future contracts below the price. So what happened is the market would move towards these prices, right? It would move towards these prices, and then he would cancel them, and then he would put them lower, and then the market would move towards these prices, and he would cancel them. Meanwhile, he had a short position from the get-go.
Yeah.
So he's literally just
manipulating the market.
Manipulation, which is what all these big banks just did.
And the spoofing was, he didn't have hundreds of millions of dollars to do that. It was just creating these fake orders that, again, like couldn't get filled, but the market thought it was actually a real order coming through, like really 100 million or whatever he was, placing, however big the size was.
Yeah. So he started doing this, and he wasn't, doing crazy market moves like the flash crash. He was just making small moves, and he was making $500,000 a day, every day. Just put his little machine on, eat lunch, and then just $500,000. That was which is so interesting too, because this guy is so interesting. His house was $300,000, and he lived with his parents, and he was making $500,000 a day.
Yeah.
At this point, his net worth is upwards of 40, 50 million. So what happens? The machine kind of goes out of control. It takes a step too far, and it crashes the entire stock market.
Does it though? Here's the thing.
Okay, so you got a different take.
Well, so the book is called Flash Crash. You can look it up.
Okay.
And it's a good book. But he was the one who kind of took the grunt, the hit for everyone else. When it really, it could have played a small role. His part could have played a small role. He was the one who ended up, capitalizing heavy and making, I don't know, somewhere around 100 million off of the crash itself.
Yeah.
And was caught doing this.
Okay.
So he didn't necessarily cause the flash crash.
Yeah, he was definitely a part of it.
But he was like, well, there are a lot of different factors that went into it, many factors. And he definitely had a small role in being part of that, but very small. And he just got caught and, got in the hot seat, and someone had to take the hit for everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, what happened was, I believe it wasn't even the SEC, the FBI, they weren't even onto this guy. They didn't even expect it had to do with an individual person, right? Or like you just said, it was obviously there are a bunch of different factors, but he was definitely a part of it with the order spoofing. And so they weren't even looking into an individual. What happened was, I believe it was another individual at another small firm was looking into market flow, and they were seeing these small orders getting on canceled. So this person pointed it out to the FBI, I believe, and then they went after Nav. And I'd like to see, we got to pull up his sentencing because I don't know it off the top of the head. Maybe I have my notes.
Speaking of,
but anyways,
trading in positions, I wonder what my position's at.
Yeah, did you go short?
Yeah,
it's kind of hovering. I think it's probably flat right now.
It's probably about flat.
Yeah.
You got to stay to the end if you want to know if I lost a couple $100. God, I don't know. I put $1,000 on it, so
who knows? What date did you buy expiration?
They were now I'm gonna have to look because I forget.
Okay, well, anyways, I'll kind of explain. This is important, right? Because so let's say Mark bought contracts that expire this Friday, right? Mm-hmm. Weeklies. They're going to be a lot more volatile. They're going to move a lot more significantly than an option contract. And did you buy in the money or out the money?
Out of the money.
Out of the money. All right. So because, right, as we touched on earlier, if an option contract expires out of the money, it's worthless, right? There's no value to it. So if the option contract expires tomorrow and it's out of the money, think about how volatile these are going to be, right? Mm-hmm. Because what happens is if tomorrow goes by and you're one out of the money, it's worthless. It's not worth anything. However, if it goes in the money even just a little bit, the price is going to go up exponentially. So if he's playing, contracts, which I don't think you are you?
Playing what?
When do they expire?
They expire. I'm gonna have to look at it.
Okay, go look. Because that's important. Because if they expire soon, they're.
No, I didn't buy them that expired. There were some that expired tomorrow. They expire on the 26th.
Okay, so that's what is okay. So So 6 days out. So those are still pretty risky contracts.
They're very risky contracts.
Yeah, so it's funny. Yeah.
I never buy less than 3 weeks out.
Yeah, when you're swing trading, especially.
More than about a month out, typically.
Yeah, totally.
Hey, I want to talk about the Adobe Figma deal.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, there's a news article that came out, and this is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can kick it off if you want.
Yeah, so Adobe is kind of like a creative, and I'm sure media, you know a good amount of Adobe you kind of use in your profession, right?
They suck ass.
Okay. Well, actually,
He took his moment to flame Adobe.
So the Adobe Figma, acquisition, or they're not acquiring them now. It's going to happen in 2023. Actually, has nothing to do with why the stock dumped. It entirely has to do with our media team's opinion. So no, that's not true, obviously. But no, so what happened was they're not growing as a company. Adobe, they're not growing their revenues. So investors are seeing this as they're not able to expand in their field, right? What they've succeeded at. And they've been having really good growth up until this point. All of a sudden, their earnings were expected at $4.44 billion. And earnings were at $4.43 billion, which is funny that they dropped this much off of a 1 million difference.
That's crazy.
1 million, but 1 million's a lot, obviously. But out of 4.44 billion, is it really that significant? I don't know. But what I think the investment perspective was, here's this company that's been growing, and all of a sudden they're slowing down, and now they're overpaying. Figma was valued at, I believe, 10 billion not that long ago, and now they're paying 20 billion for it. So now they're investing almost 50 times what their profit is into this company. Mm-hmm. And I mean, so they're investing over 50 times their profit. So investors are seeing this, this is kind of like a last ditch effort to actually grow the company. So they see it as they're almost falling off in a sense, which is, we don't invest on a fundamental basis, but it's definitely, it would be interesting to, look into all this stuff and invest on that kind of way, which is, honestly, it's how a lot of big banks move, right? If a stock dumps, I think it dumped 17% before the market opened. If stock dumps 17% before the market opened, that's billions of dollars, especially on a large cap company. That's big boy money. You know what I mean? Those are big institutions trading, and that's really the only way they can trade. They do have specialists on the floor using capital, but when you're trading with, for example, like one of the biggest or most famous firms, Maligan, when you're trading with a $10 billion portfolio, if you buy a $10 million position, it's not going to do that much to your $10 billion portfolio, right? Unless you see 5x returns on that. But how often are we seeing 5x returns on the stock market? Yeah. So they have to be able to invest this large amount of capital without risking too much, because obviously they're investor driven. They invest other people's money. Yeah. So they can't be just risking it willy nilly, buying out of the money calls that expire in 6 days.
Like I did.
Mark.
Yeah.
But they need to be able to put this large amount of money into multiple companies, right? So when we see, these huge drops, that's institutions saying, okay, I don't believe in this company anymore.
Yeah.
So that's why, 17%, I mean, that's big money coming out of this stock.
Yeah, that's crazy. Talk about money, kind of the subject of money. I think it's always interesting, listening to everyone's different opinions and inputs on.
Why do you have any interesting
money?
Do you have any interesting or controversial opinions on money?
Well, it depends how controversial. Do we go take controversial or do I just... No, I mean, I don't know. One thing I've noticed, which is interesting, is that I've hung out with girls that are uncomfortable being around money. And I'm not saying that in like a braggy, flexy way. Yeah. But it's like, I have a nice car. It's a $250,000 car. Yeah. And, for someone who's just, never been around a lot of money or hasn't been around nice cars or whatever, it can be weird. It can be like out of their comfort zone. Totally. And it creates this like weird tension that I've seen and I've noticed, which, I mean, it leads to kind of another, discussion, which I've heard, a couple people talk about online and on podcasts, is like, well, why do like actors date actors? Because they're in that same world together. They have that relatability factor. Mm-hmm. they can connect on that like basis.
Okay. So you're saying you can only date girls who own stock mentorship groups.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying it would create for a probably, at least in the beginning, an easier or a more.
Yeah, no,
How do
easier.
I say it? It would be
easier.
easier to
Less weird.
hang out with a girl. Yeah, if she's,
Dissonance is the word
if
you're
she
looking
comes
for.
from money, has been around money, if it's not like weird for her. If I'm hanging out with a girl and she can't be herself because she feels out of place, then it just creates for this like unnatural dynamic between the two of us.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of like, I mean, everyone wants to be rich, right? I mean, I don't know, maybe not everyone, but a lot of people want to be rich, especially I feel like in today's culture with social media. You see you see a lot of people with money. You see celebrities flashing money left and right. People are into hip hop. So it's like when you're around money, it's very rare. This is actually interesting because I've started, I definitely make above average, especially for an 18-year-old from my own investing, working with you, other investments that I have. So now it's like when I go around my friends' parents that used to go around, it's like, I don't know if like this is some real shit. I don't know if you've ever seen this. Like you go around your old friends' parents and all of a sudden you like, there's like this different type of status. You know what I mean? Like I remember, it's just like, it feels weird. Like people you haven't seen in a really long time. All of a sudden you're around them. And now, you've gone from this kind of, because we've changed a lot in the last 3 years. I mean, we've gone from being dependent to completely independent and excelling. I don't. It's just it's a weird thing.
You're treated more like an adult.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'd hope so. Just as comes age, but there's kind of like a wow, like you actually made it. I don't know, like you actually made money.
Yeah,
interesting. Like there's more respect.
Yeah. 100%.
Feel more respect, but then girls is an interesting topic because a lot of I mean, you don't really see many girls doing I guess now they have the TikTok influencer. So now there's probably the same amount, if not more, girls making hella bread at a young age.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Surrounded by money. I mean, there's so much money in TikTok and social media. It's like if you have a name and you get views, it's money right there. You turn that to any product. But
yeah, it's an interesting but could be controversial topic.
Yeah.
Depending on the way it goes. So I had this quote. Quote. I really want to read this quote.
Okay.
This is funny.
Oh God.
Oh my God. Okay, I said this earlier. One of our guys in the office wrote this on the board. All right, get this. Ready? If you're not going to do something, okay, at least do something, right? If you're not, so my assistant, he was here this morning and he's like tired. I'm like, just like, bro, if you're not going to do something, like at least go do something. Like if you're just going to sit here and not work, go work out. Yeah. So it actually makes sense. If you're not going to do something, at least just do something.
That's so funny, bro, because you guys were right, because we were filming content over there doing the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I see you writing, if you're not going to do something on the board. I'm like, okay, that's idiotic and like stupid. So I thought you were writing that on the board so people would see that in the TikTok video and comment for higher interaction.
Oh,
and like retention.
I had said it, and then he wrote it on the board.
Yeah, so I thought you guys like made this plan, and you were like doing this for
the TikTok video.
Yeah, for the what is it called? I don't know why I'm spacing on the word. Higher
it's
interaction.
Yeah. I mean,
so
you get people to comment on the video.
Yeah, people to comment like, "This is a dumb quote." Yeah, you know what I mean? So,
but doesn't that make sense?
Yeah, now that you say it and kind of explain it a little bit more, right on the board. Yeah, I think it does make sense. You kind of remind me of my mom, who had a chalkboard in our kitchen when I was young, and she would just write like quotes that just didn't make sense. Just a little bit.
Yo, there was this quote I heard the other day. Now, I've heard this quote for a long time. This is one of my favorite guys, David Goggins. Okay,
dude.
So this quote, get this. This quote is like, it really hits you.
I can't even. No.
Do you want me to say it? Do you want to do the honors?
No, I think you should have the honors of introducing this quote.
All right. Hang on. Ready? Are we ready for it?
There's so much suspense. Just say
just
it.
Turn it up.
Can we like not listen to this quote? I'm just gonna,
ready?
I'm just gonna have an aneurysm.
You don't know what trying. You don't know what trying is
No.
I f***ed it up. You don't. Someone help me. You don't know what trying is until you know what trying is not.
Okay, yeah. I think we
Yeah.
I think we should
Is that it? I don't think that's right.
I said I
don't know.
like the quote, not knowing the quote.
Yeah, I think we have to preface that a little bit because that was just like not funny unless you know the backstory.
Cody said this, and he was like, "Guys, I love this quote by David Goggins like so much. Like this is like my favorite quote, guys."
Yeah,
And then he said it, and we were like,
He said it 8 times and no one got it.
I get it. No, I get it. I don't understand why you
Okay,
guys don't.
explain it.
Yeah, please.
Because I can't remember it, say it, or understand it.
Say it one more time. What you think it sounds like?
I don't even know. It's like you don't know what trying is. You don't.
No. It's like
Some people, listen, some people don't know how to try. They haven't found that thing that they
say the
want
quote.
to do.
Say the quote.
I don't remember. I know what it means. I know what it means.
Wait. What's the quote?
No, but I know what
David Goggins.
I know what it's trying to do. Okay. And
How
listen,
do you explain the quote if you can't say the quote?
Okay, no, I know. It's like you won't be successful until you know the difference between what trying is and what trying isn't.
Yeah.
No, but that's not the quote.
It's something like
pretty
that.
close.
It's pretty close.
But I know you guys couldn't explain what it means, and I know what it means. Is it like, for instance, some people work a job, like they work at a grocery store, they work, I don't know, in the trades or whatever, to get to where they want to be, you know, to find their passion. And I feel like that's what it is, because you have to try, you have to do something to get to what you actually want to do. That's what I think it's touching on. What do you think about that?
Whew. Absolutely incredible.
Dude, I love that quote so much.
No, the quote sucks. But I know the quote sucks. But I know what it's getting at, and that's what's important.
Understand.
All right, you 50%, 50 declines of 10% or more. You want to talk about that? That's interesting.
I don't know. Yeah, I was watching a YouTube video with Peter Lynch, the ex, or not president, sorry. He ran the Maligan Fund way back, and was listening to a seminar. And he laid down some interesting facts. And when you put this in perspective, it really makes the idea of long-term investing seem more feasible. And he said 50 declines of 10% or more in the last 93 years. Okay? 50 in a century, right? Well, for easy numbers, 50 declines in a century. So, about every 2 years, we have a decline of 10% or more, correct? Out of these 50 declines, only 15 have been 25% or more, or a bear market. So on an average of every 6 years, we have a bear market.
Oh, okay. Neat.
Yeah. I tried to do that slow because there is a lot of numbers being thrown around, but
on average, every 6 years, there's a bear market.
Yeah, exactly.
Did he say the average bear market length?
No, he didn't. I'm sure that's out there. It's pretty easy to find, but what's interesting is that we had a bear because the COVID pullback was down. Here, we can do it right now. If you want to go to the little mouse thing, zoom out, go to the 3 year. That's SPY, yeah. 3 year.
Do you have it custom?
No, it's 3 year. Yeah, everyone has a different setup. It's cool. Everyone's set up like you kind of like when you start trading, you have your own little setup, right? Mm-hmm. But it's normally modeled after someone's, right?
Yeah.
Like who did you model your first setup by? After?
I tried to like copy what my trading view looked like on TOS. And my trading view.
You also started trading view? That's funny.
Yeah.
I think everyone does. Okay.
30. I think it was like literally off of a book.
That's funny. Okay. It was 35%.
Oh no, it was off of like I remember because it was like the first thing I was doing. It's just off of like a YouTube video. I don't even know who it was by though.
Okay. So
we love this quick technical analysis.
Yeah, okay. So
that's definitely going to be super accurate.
It's really good at technical. Okay. So the last bear market was a pullback around 33%. Right now we're down about 22%. So what does that tell you? It's like, okay, we entered a bear market 2 years ago, right? 2020, it's 2022 now. And that was down 33%. And now we're entering are we going to enter another bear market in the 6 years? So it's kind of like, are these same averages going to play out? Do you think we're going to get below that 25% threshold?
So that would be...
Or were we even below 20?
Would that be considered year to date, you're saying?
No, just off like the high.
Off the high within...
Okay, sorry, no, we were down, the max is... Okay, so we're down 17% right now.
Right now.
So I have to go down another 8%, or the low
And this
of
is a
this pullback.
SPY.
Yeah, this is a SPY.
Okay. I don't think we will.
You don't think we're going to go
Yeah, I don't know.
25?
Maybe we will. I don't like making predictions like that.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really trade on that type of a basis. You're more involved in like the smaller market moves.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter. The more volatility, the better for me, at least,
Yeah,
because it's just more. It's a bigger move to capitalize on,
true that. All right,
and I can
crash
play either
market.
direction, right?
Yeah, you can, which is interesting because you make more money on calls, right? Or you have a higher win
I
percentage.
have a higher win rate on calls,
which is so interesting in the bear market. But it shows make money.
yeah, I know it is though.
Anyways, want to take a quick break?
Yeah.
Pressure on me. All right, welcome back from our short little break. You wanted to touch on something we've done with the company to help the beginner trader, someone who might not have as much money. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, so we up to this point have only had one offer, which was the mentorship group. And it was, we've raised the price, but it is around $500, right?
Yep.
And I know that's a lot for someone and some people. Whoever, it doesn't matter. $500 is $500. Yep. Whether it's the return is very, I can't say anything as far as like guaranteed, but the investment in yourself is more than likely going to pay off. Doesn't matter, still a lot. So we made a couple flexible packages so everyone can at least get their foot in the door. I know a lot of people just want to see my trades when I buy and sell a stock. So we now have a package. It's $94 a month. You get access to a Discord chat room. You get my daily pre-market watch list. I send out a series of stocks every morning with different setups I'm eyeing as far as like a trade you could take yourself. And then I send out trade ideas, market updates throughout the day. And then I, post my trades. So it's pretty straightforward. I'll put the link to the website in the description. So we've got those three packages. We still have the mentorship group, which gives you lifetime access to the callouts, the pre-market, the daily market updates. You get the ability to work one-on-one with myself, okay? Yep. And then you get access to the Market Masterclass, which is like my system of with 30 plus videos going over my strategy and everything to do with how I actually make money trading, how I'm actually finding these trades that I'm calling out and finding success doing so. And then we just sell the Market Masterclass separate if you want access to that as well. So plenty of options. Thank you for sponsoring this episode, The Daily Traders. First link is in the description. And go check it out. No pressure. Like you can cancel anytime. Just try a month out and see how it goes.
Yeah, cool. Speaking of our offer, there's some other guys who aren't us, who are pretending to be us, who have their own offers. Weird.
Where it's like, all you have to do is send $2,000 worth of Bitcoin to this wallet.
Simple.
And then I'll double your investment.
Like, is that not the most legit thing you ever heard?
Super legit. It's so bad. The scammers are out of control. I swear, it's probably like 100 people in this big warehouse on their computers with all these accounts messaging. The names on the accounts are the daily traders or some variation of spelling.
Mr. Jack Rennie. So we restructured it a little bit with their social media. Hey, while I'm talking, so this is my friend who was in the office. We'll get to that story shortly. Can you send me the screenshots of those texts? So this is really funny. So, anyways, I'll be able to talk about them because they're pretty funny. He deleted them if you guys didn't get that, or he blocked them, so he deleted them. But came out with my new account, Mr. Jack Rennie, as myself under the Daily Traders brand, right? And all of a sudden, just a bunch of bots named Mr. Jack Rennie started hitting people up.
Bunch of Instagram accounts.
Yeah, just like with like my name, all my exact posts, all my reels, with like a period in the middle or something, like just to make the name, like make it at first glance seem like it's actually my name. And they just started hitting up all my followers, DMing them, hey, like, what's up? So all people are like, oh, like, why is this guy with a bunch of followers?
So bad.
Good trader, like, hitting me up. So obviously people are responding. And the whole thing is that they get people to send them money for them to trade with, to steal, and then give them a return on their money. So, and then what actually happens is they send you a crypto wallet and you put in all your information.
Like a exchange to sign up on.
Exactly. And they get your information and then they steal all of your crypto.
Oh my word.
So it's like people really get screwed out of that. However, it honestly probably would work a little better if their English wasn't so bad and their scripts weren't so bad.
So you were getting hit up. Okay, so like that, obviously the same thing's happening with the daily traders.
Yeah, all my friends and like one of my cousins got hit up.
People have messaged me, like friends and family, and been like, why did you just message me? Is this you? I'm like, no.
Yeah. Well, this one guy hits up my cousin. He goes, what's up? My cousin goes like, huh? Like, what's up? And then the bot scammer dude goes, I'm from Connecticut, U.S. and you? Like, it's my cousin, like, you know, like, he knows. So it's just, and then he sent me screenshots. He's like, what are you doing? He thought it was me.
Wow.
Yeah.
So bad. So why doesn't Instagram verify people like us?
Dude, beats me.
The financial education space, trading stocks, e-commerce, crypto, anyone who is a big influencer should be automatically verified by Instagram.
I know.
Instagram is like, people are getting scammed out of thousands of dollars because Instagram is too lazy to do this. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously, I feel like kind of in a way, kind of sort of deserve to get scammed. Obviously, no one deserves to get scammed. But if you fall for one of them was, their English is just so bad.
It's so bad.
Here, actually, I have a screenshot of one of them. This phone. That's the issue with having two phones. You ever like forget which phone something's on?
So annoying, especially when both my phones look exactly the same and I don't have cases on them.
Okay, you are a brick for that one.
It's kind of my bad.
That's a weird move. Okay, I found it. Just a screenshot. This is to my cousin. He goes, "It me in this my account. I could reply people, and also I talk to whom I do business with by helping others." And then he goes, "Have you done forex trade or invested on stocks before?" Question mark. So,
invested on stocks.
Yeah, invested on stocks. So not in stocks, on stocks. Yeah. So he obviously knows what he's talking about, right?
Clearly, I should send him all my money and have him triple it.
So like, yeah. So, I mean, I might hit him up. I give him all my crypto information. My cousin goes, no. And then he goes, oh, you're really missing out.
Oh, wow. Okay, so please don't fall for this. And just message Instagram and be like, please figure this out.
Yeah.
Verify us. If we were verified, we could report them and have them removed.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I know. Not much cybersecurity.
No.
Anywho.
We're going to wrap it up here. I want to check on my trade.
Yeah.
We still got this trade on.
Okay, yeah.
So let's look at it. All right.
Exciting.
Let's see how much money I made or lost. Whew. Okay, positions. Oh, I'm down. Oh, guess how much? How much do you think I'm down? It's fluctuating, but right now, okay.
Like,
what do you think I'm down? Go.
Like $100.
Percentage.
Oh, 10%.
Yeah.
What percent am I down? Not
7.
3%. 8.5%.
Who's close?
Which was actually $100, just about exactly. But you said we did this last time. We all forgot the numbers you said.
No, I said 7.
I said 10%.
Yeah, so he
wait, how are you down? It was at 1,000. It wasn't exactly 1,000.
No, it was like the contracts were like $630 or something.
Okay.
Oh, now I'm down 10%. Nice.
Okay, let's go.
I bet if you keep holding that, you might be all right.
Yeah, bro, hold them. They'll definitely come back. You can never lose if you just hold them.
Nah, bro, that was bad. That's what we teach people not to do.
Yeah,
just hold them; they'll come back.
That's the worst.
No,
like,
I'm closing it.
You still got a half hour.
We're taking the loss.
Based off what?
Based off of the coin flip saying that I'd close it at the end of the podcast.
Boo.
I'm not going to hold it till the end of the day. I've actually got some trading to do. I'm actually going to go and see if I can find some banger call outs for the mentorship group. First link in the description if you want to see exactly when I buy and sell a stock. We are not financial advisors. We cannot give financial advice. All right, we'll put a disclaimers in there. I'm just kidding. That's not legit.
That's facts.
All right, you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, guys, thank you for watching. We kept it short and sweet this episode.
It was good.
Good luck trading for the rest of the day. Hopefully we can get a good call out for you guys in the mentorship group.
Yes, let's do it. All right.
Peace.
Later.
Bye.
We should start clapping at the end.